everybody, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Planet Zoo, shall we? Well, I know that I need to get my zoo another animal. And so I'm thinking, what do I want to do? And I had some good suggestions. My buddy Nurse Incompetent was suggesting dull sheep, but I don't believe that I have the ability to get those because I'm missing a DLC. And then Lance was saying Bengal tiger. And so let's not forget about Bengal tigers, shall we? We had such a good time with them before. I love big cats, and thankfully, because we have conservation points, we could snipe a few of these and make it happen. So unfortunately this one can't have babies, so that's a stumbling block. So let's look at this list and try to find some Bengal tigers that would do wonders for our zoo. Another thing about these tigers is basically that the appeal is so high, it will help me pull out of my financial nosedive, hopefully. And so let's go for this. So we're going to go for conservation credit listings only, confirm. And then we want some reasonable ones. I want the age to not be an issue. Okay, so look. This one is a male, and it's 1,100 conservation points. And everything is good except for longevity. That's pretty good, actually. And then this one, ooh, yeah, let's just... well, wait a minute. What's wrong with you? Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to try to pounce, do this, and I'm going to pounce here. And I like using the verb pounce when we're talking about tigers because that's awesome. All right. So now we have some tigers. And I'm super stoked about that because who doesn't want tigers? All right. I will just reference a funny joke that I made. Nurse Incompetent was pointing out correctly that I forgot to build this water pipe for a long time for the camels, and I wasn't giving them water. But then I was like, well, you know what? They're camels. They're made to roll without water. So what's the big deal? And then I realized it is a big deal, and I'm being terrible to the poor animals. I think I could also put some more plants in here, but the camels are like a unique case because they're just fine with like very little vegetation. They're used to the desert, I guess, right? Because if you look at them in terms of their habitat, they're fine with the plants and the terrain. It's actually 100%. They would like some better food enrichment, but that's probably just because the food enrichment that we have has run out, and once it refills, they're going to be cool. What's this? Vet research complete? Oh, fantastic. What did we finish? Oh, we finished the test to need herpes viruses. Okay, yeah, keep doing those. Terrific. Now, I do need to name these babies, and so I'm gonna like give these babies some cool names. Let's think. I'm gonna call this baby Dumbledore, because I like Harry Potter, and that's just a funny name for a camel. And we've got another male camel, so we can keep the Harry Potter theme going and name this one Flitwick, the head professor of Ravenclaw, I believe. And look at this. Flitwick looks terrific. God, this game is just never gets old with how amazing the animals look. Look at the fur, you know, on the back and the sides. Even the poop looks fantastic. The sun is coming over and the humps are growing in. What a cutie pie baby. And if you look, these people cannot believe it. This guy is thrilled. He loves the prices. He's having a good time. Carrie Stoner. Well, we know why Carrie's having a good time. He's enjoying some of the fine edibles that we have at the kiosk at the pizza place. All right, let's see. And Arthur Metz is having a good time too. The education isn't good, but it does say a better educated guest will spend more cash. So that's a main reason to up this. But anyway, this is looking good, and we are trending upward on money, so that's great. Let's visit Amelia Chambers and say hello, and we got ourselves 20 conservation points just for doing that. Oh, this is the in and out of the zoo. This is like the place where people appear out of the ether and come into the zoo ready to go. Now, these people are leaving the zoo, I think. She's going home, and she had a good time, but she's sad because she's seen all there is, and she's going home, and she needs to use the restroom. Understood. I don't have a lot at the zoo. I get it. But we're going to have tigers, and that's going to be terrific. So it's a time for us to think about looking way down at the zoo. God, look how much space we have. Where do we want to put tigers? I think the most obvious place would be here. It's got to be away from the staff facilities, and we want to promote connectivity. So let me go to habitat. Oh, sorry, barriers. And let's throw up another barrier. Now, we're going to need a really, really strong barrier because tigers. And we're going to need to be a tall, like, non-climbable barrier. So let me go ahead and I want this to be taller than 6.56 feet. But we'll get there in a moment. I'm going to try to leave space for a path in between. Okay, so the idea would be to raise this up to, like, I think 10 feet is good. Okay. And then if I curl this out, yeah, we could connect the path all the way around. That's actually really good. And then we can just have a nice deep exhibit here. This is taking money, of course. What wouldn't, but... Alright. This is going to be, I think, the template for our zoo. And we're going to connect it right for our habitat, I should say. Okay, good. Now, what I want to do is just kind of lay the path. And we want to continue this path. But I want it to be wider than this. I think 20 feet is reasonable. And then we're just going to kind of curl this one through here. People can just go, like, right up to it. Okay, good. And then I'm going to just kind of get off of this. I want to double check that my path... God, it does look good, doesn't it? I mean, the reflection, what a beautiful game. Doesn't go, like, into the habitat somehow, and it doesn't. This is a little closer than I would like it. It might be hard to throw donation bins in there, but that's okay. I'm going to go... This is a taller wall, but it should be good. I might need to make this taller. We'll see how high they can jump. And I'm going to need to make this, edit the barrier. I'm going to need to make it so it's climb-proof. Yes, on the left side, like that. And we're just going to need to put this kind of like climb-proof in all over. Except for here, we're going to go with one-way glass. Now, I will say, I think I've made this point before. Unfortunately, if you are first starting out, you won't have access to one-way glass, which is just so good for privacy and all that. So you'll have to research it and get it later. But luckily, once you do it, you can just keep it across all of your saves and be in a really good spot. I'm going to go here and here. Okay, great. And then I am going to kind of, this might be odd, but I'm going to keep some privacy up for the tigers. So, like, you can see them here, and I'll extend the path over here as well. And then I'll have the path go this way. And might very well have the path connect all the way around, but I don't know if I want to do that yet, because if they're walking over here, there's very little for them to do. I could maybe try to squeeze in some vending, but it doesn't seem absolutely necessary. Now, while we're still close to the main hub, we don't have to worry about water and power, but as we move away, we're going to have to think about what has water and what doesn't. Like, so here's the power radius, and the water radius is invisible, so I might need to build water facilities at some point, although this appears to be getting water. So that's fine. All right, anyway, let's keep it together. I'm going to go and I'm going to build my path. And we're going to go over here and just keep it at 20 feet and kind of shoot the path off this way. Yeah, there you go. That looks great. And then I am going to wind it around just because I like the idea of people being able to walk back there. Just give them something to do. Oops, pause it. And I've spent about $1,000 so far, but that's really not too bad, all things said and done. Alright, I'm going to stop the path here for the time being. Alright. Okay, so there's like this optional viewing area here. I could make this wall a viewing area too, if I wanted, but I haven't done that yet. Alright, and then... Okay, this looks good. Now we need to go to barriers, and we need to throw in a glass habitat gate, because it looks cool. And this could also be another viewing port, I guess. We can put it like there. Wow, look how cool that looks. Oh, but it switched my two-way glass around when I did that for some reason. So I need to edit the barrier, and this glass needs to go the other way. There we go. Okay. Always got to check that to make sure that the glass is oriented correctly. It also switched the climb around, so I need to do that. Hopefully then nobody's climbing out. Alright. So now we can look at this habitat, and it is going to be called the Bengal bin. And if I look at it, it's 12,000 square feet. So for 2 tigers, it should be okay. But later we might have to expand it, and in that case, we would just push it this way. Alright, so we're going to go to animal trading, and we're going to animal storage, and we're going to take these 2 and send them to the zoo. Wow. I could actually, this could be a way I make money if I run out. I could buy something with conservation points and then quick trade it. I didn't realize that that was an option, but that's cool. We're going to put them in the Bengal bin. And then I need to go immediately into the zoo and go to staff, work zones, and I need to edit this work zone to include this facility. Now, I'm going to probably need another keeper, and that's fine. They might complain about having to walk all the way from here to here, but that's all right. Eventually, I'll build another staff nexus for them. I'm going to check my staff situation, by the way, and look at how many keepers I have. I have 2. And their workload is okay. So hopefully they can handle this. How's everybody's workload? The vendor situation is difficult. Oh, guest numbers. We did it. We get $1,000. That's huge for having a certain number. That's great. All right. Okay. And things are going well then. I'm going to unpause it and just see if we can get these tigers over here. While that's happening, I'm going to just build my money bins all around. My donation centers. 1, 2, 3. I know they're ugly, but they're the best way to get money. Okay. And here comes the keeper with the animals. So once the animals get in here, we're going to have to radically transform this environment. And we will. And I got to put up my educational stuff too. Bam. Oh my god. Bam, 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 bam. Boom. Look how big those boxes are. I always love to pause it with the confetti flying around. And when the animals are stacked, it looks hysterical. Alright, great. So we've got Animal, which is a funny name. But let's give it a new name. Sir Stripes was the tiger we had in the last zoo. And so let's think about a good name for this regal fellow. Well, we have a Harry Potter theme in the other area. We could go with a nice Lord of the Rings theme. Gandalf is like a great name because I love Gandalf, but it does have a problem in the fact that we're going to hope Gandalf mates with some female, and I don't know if Gandalf has any like romantic interludes. He seems kind of, as do all of the wizards, rather asexual, but that's okay. They're busy helping the world. Now, what we want to do here is look at the welfare and look at the habitat. The terrain is awful, and there's no hard shelter, and there's no enrichment. So let's fix everything, shall we? Terrain. Actually, no, let's look at our tiger and just say, terrain, what do you want? You want way more soil, more short grass, so let's paint it on there. Good. That's good enough short grass, and then let's give some soil. Like that. Good. And then now, everything is in the green. Looks great. The square footage is also pretty reasonable right now. It might dump down when we have a baby, but for now, we're good. Alright. Honestly, what I could also do is just kick it out here and then completely eliminate the possibility of walking around. But that's something to consider. Alright. How are we doing with the environment? The plants are awful. The coverage is bad. So you want more plants. And you are grassland, temperate, tropical. Alright, so let me go in here and just go with the environment. Oh, no, sorry. Nature. And we're going to go with filters. And we're going to say biome. We want grassland, temperate, tropical. Alright, so we could like throw in an African palm, maybe. Looks cool. And then an African oil palm. How do you feel about that? Plants 100. Okay, good. The coverage is still bad, but the plant types are good. Plant and tree coverage. Like maybe they want to hide and stuff. So we could put like something like this. Rotate it. By the way, I get to this window by pushing X. It's like the dream key for rotating things and moving them in a more fun fashion, I guess, is a way to put that. I could throw in some flowers too. Maybe they like these. Sort of. I love how these look. I love putting azaleas everywhere. Now this is getting expensive, but it is increasing our coverage. This increases the coverage even more, though. It's pretty nice. Cool. Almost there with like a coverage that they would like, and I don't think that these plants at all disrupt from people's view of the tigers. At least it doesn't feel like that to me. Just kind of outlining it so that, you know, they can have a place. Tigers like to stalk, don't they? So this gives them like a opportunity to do that. And then there we go. That's expensive, but it helped us get the coverage into the green. All right, so now we have plants just at a preliminary level. I might want to rearrange this, but it actually looks pretty sweet so far. We need water, we need food, all kinds of things. Hello, everyone. I am sorry to have to do this, but I need to catch you up on what has happened. So, I have in some format included in this video a kind of like hyperspeed version of what I did for the last 20 minutes, where I was talking through my decision making and then realized that the microphone was not recording. And so I couldn't use it as footage for the video normally because it would just be too boring, I think, without any narration. But I did want to show you just piece by piece what I did. And mostly what I was doing is this. So I redid some of the tiger cage, which is the Bengal bin, and I put all um, azaleas in because the bush that I put in was not compatible with the Bengals. Like, it was from a different continent of their origin, so they didn't like it. So I wanted to give them the cover that they wanted and installed them. I also put in a feeding tray, a water pipe, and a hard shelter for them with some bedding. So they are happy. And by the way, they are happy in the sense that they have mated, and you can see here that Galadriel is in fact pregnant, and her offspring is due uh, in June of year 4. And so very soon we're about to have a tiger baby, which is incredible. Now we might have to make this habitat larger to accommodate that, because you can see that their navigable land area is still in the green, but it might go down given another member of the family. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Now, the other major thing that I did is look at all these cherry blossom trees. I have made enough money. You can see I'm up to 15,000, and this is because I followed Lance's advice to build Bengal tigers and Nurse Incompetent's advice to get another big animal species. I couldn't build the doll sheep, I don't have them, but tigers, Bengals, I was able to acquire with conservation points. And I had a lot of conservation credits, I mean a reasonable amount, and so I was able to buy a couple of good ones. I had Siberian tigers last time, so Bengals are new to me, and I need to research them. We're only at level 1 research, which you can see on our screen right here, talking about Bengal tigers. But this exhibit is a huge hit, and it's brought our guest up, almost doubled it. And when we look at our happiness rating in terms of our facilities, everything is good except education, but that boosts over time. I built another hot dog hut over here because people were getting hungry, and we can now start expanding the main food court and adding some other little bells and whistles. The camels are doing just beautifully. Look at here. This is Dennis, the dad, chilling with Professor Flitwick. I did rename the babies in the camel area after Harry Potter characters. And then in the other habitat, we've got the tigers named after Lord of the Rings theme. We put a speaker on the Frog Fortress to kind of... Oh, there's too many in here, aren't there? We have too many babies. All right, so I need to get rid of some to make them happy. Oops, good thing I looked at that. All right, so let's go to the Frog Fortress. And I raised the level of education about the Frog Fortress to get an achievement here, a challenge done. And now we're looking at these other things. We want to have no crime for 3 months, and we want to get another exhibit, which we'll do. But right now, I need to figure out... I have a young adult and an adult. And so I kind of want to look at all these. So your appeal is 1,500. And that's for the young adult. Your appeal is 1,532. Excuse me. What is this alert? This says can't find an accessible staff room. Okay, so I've also been increasing the staff. I added a bunch more caretakers to try to keep the cleanliness of the habitats to a higher standard, so there's not as much poop and stuff around, but that means more staff rooms needed. Um, this this should actually clear up. There is a staff room that's available, so hopefully she can find herself a staff room soon. Let me just make sure that all of the everything's in the work zone properly. Yeah. So she'll find that. As soon as I unpause it, that alert will clear away. Let me say hi to the VIP guests. Hello. Hello. All right, get the conservation credits. Perfect. And everything is going well. I'm able to make some money finally at the zoo and redecorate. And I'm going to get back into the business of decorating. And yeah, I told you about the cherry trees. And the idea with the cherry trees is, well, for goodness sakes, I'm a zoo in Japan. So I think cherry trees are well in order. They make things look amazing, in my opinion. And it helps just add to the scenery rating of the zoo itself. And because we have a little extra cash to splash around, it's not the end of the world. So I can duplicate this tree, for example, and throw it down. And we can just talk about, oh, okay, well, where do we want to put these? Well, we don't want to block anything, but we can just, kind of disperse these in here. And then you just push X twice to bring up this menu. And I like to do this to rotate the trees so that they don't look identical. Even though they are the same model, what I like to do is just by rotating them a bit, it makes them appear different enough, in my opinion. Right? And so, like this tree, it still looks okay. But I might want to move it just because, in my opinion, I'm going to move it into the staff area. It kind of gets in the way of visibility just for me personally. And what I mean is, like, when I look into the zoo, I'm going to move this one too. I want to see things clearer, and the cherry trees are a little shorter, and so it makes that easier. I could just put this here. I might move some of these trees back too. These trees appear to be the same. I'm going to just rotate this so it doesn't look so identical. And then I'm going to add some more of these like this. And then yeah, maybe like this. Perfect. And so now, like, when people come into the zoo, what they have is a cherry tree lined walkway, which is a good start. But the grass itself, I need to put in a bunch of shrubs and things like that to really complement it. Trees are just great additions, in my opinion, early on, because they allow you to make a big statement for less money. Right, so I might put this in here, but then rotate it so it fits a bit better. Actually, I think I'm going to move this a little bit, like here. Perfect. And then I'm actually going to build one that is the same right next to it, just because I like the orientation of this. And then I'm going to kind of curl this one along the path. It creates the effect that what we've done is the arborists have successfully trimmed the branches to align with the path, which does make sense, like as something you would do. All right, so now we've got these beautiful cherry trees adding a little bit of color to our zoo, but not completely obscuring it. Good. All right, so I'm going to unpause it, and then hopefully this alert will go away after a moment. Now, maybe the staff room is too far away, which is why she can't get there. Like, maybe it's too far for her to look, which doesn't make sense. Sometimes they don't want to walk very far. Alright, so that actually might be the case, that she just doesn't want to walk. So I might need to start including a separate staff facility area kind of back here somewhere, tucked out of the way, and that's fine. But really, is it because these are both full? No, all of these staff rooms are... This one is empty. So she needs to get... Oh, wait a minute, she's not maybe on the work zone. Let me look at my staff. No, she's on a work zone. I don't know why she can't find an area then. Maybe she just thinks it's too far away. Where is she? Now she found it. She found it. She's running now. Alright, good. Okay, that was weird. But now, let's pause it, and then take a look at this. Look how many people are lining up to see this. I just lost a big chunk of change. Probably to maintenance. But that's okay. The money is building itself back up. You can see that these donation bins are collecting a very impressive amount of cash. Right? Like, even compared to some of our premium bins. Alright, now, I have an idea, and my idea is to build another exhibit, because we need one, and to build it right here. I think if I build one here, this will promote people walking down this path, but I'm going to pause it. Oh, looks like there's a talk coming up, maybe. And I'm going to go to the heat map, and I'm going to go to negative impact on guests. I'm going to see where I can build it. So if I build it like a exhibit, like right here, and then I have small walkways going to see two of the sides instead of this back side, it should get them away from the negative impact on guests. So we're going to go with habitat. No, we're going to go with facility, and we're going to go with small exhibit. And I'm going to build another one of these New World exhibit small, and we're going to just rotate this around. I'm actually going to place this with a little bit more precision, kind of like this. And then if I put this here, right, let's look at the heat map again, and you can see that we're still clear. So then I'm going to go to path, and I'm just going to build a path that is 20 feet wide is a little too wide. So let's just go 16. And it goes right to this. Yep. And then I'm going to do this again. Path. Sorry. And then... Perfect. So this path then kind of curls around so people can just take a gander at this. But we're clear of negative impact. And that's what we want. So then in here, we're going to go to Exhibit Animal Market, and let's look at what we can get. Now, I generally hate the exhibits in the sense that I don't like creepy crawlies too much. Ooh, look at these guys, golden poison frogs. Now, I know these are poisonous frogs, but they look kind of cool. Beetles look cool. Iguanas seem cool. These stripy guys look sweet. Alright. So let's just have like a big dedication to frog. Alright, so I'm going to go with... this is a poison frog. So we're going to go with... Lehman's poison frog, right? And I want to look at the Zoopedia on them. They want 1 to 6. That's actually pretty good. And so I can buy... Oh, but they only have boys at the moment available. That's okay. We'll just buy 2 men and wait for some women. So we're going to go with the most attractive ones and, yeah, adopt. Adopt. And then we will do this. And I'm going to say, hey, we have all these here. Oh, that's right. Send a zoo into here. And then send a zoo here. And then these guys, I need to quick trade all of these. So this is a great way to make money, is to just sell all of our frogs, right? So I'm going to unpause it, and hopefully we get that cash at some point. Sometimes the game will stall out on that. Anyway, I forgot to go back here. I got to manage my animals. All right, so I'm just going to take away I'm going to name this guy. So let's name these frogs. This is a Goliath frog. So this guy is Croaker, and he's going to be kind of like our dude for now. All right, and then I'm going to go back to the habitat and look at the animals. And I'm going to pick the other young adult here. That's a female. And then we're just going to call her Rebet. And so Croaker and Rebet are going to stick. And then the other animals we're going to send to the trade center. And then that should quickly make everyone happy, and it did. And then we're going to go to the trade center. And actually it's exhibit trading. That's why I couldn't find them. And we're going to select all of these and say quick trade, confirm, complete. There we go. And now we got the cash. You have to confirm it. Okay, great. So that's another way that we can kind of work on making some money. Animal, oh, that's right, is not in ideal humidity range. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so we're going to name this the Poison Palace. And then we're going to work on fixing this for them. So the animals want the temperature to be about here. They want like 80, and they want about 80 to 90% humidity. So we're going to go way up like that. And then I will look at the layout, and I can't really do much about the layout, unfortunately, because I haven't researched them, but we'll get there. Now, I'm going to go to Zoo. I'm going to go to Work Zones. And I need to edit the work zone to include this new facility. And then hopefully these errors will clear away. We did complete this challenge, so we get a little bit of money. And then let me unpause it to let the humidity and temperature get ideal for them, and everything is good then. Now the only problem is that their layout is junk. But we can fix that. Perfect. Now I do want to go to Zoo and go to Research, and I'm going to take her and put her on Poison Frogs instead of Disease so that we can get the layout fixed there. And now we're really cooking with gas. So everyone, we have happy Bengal tigers with a baby on the way. We've added cherry trees. We've tended to our frog fortress. We now have another frog exhibit that we need to properly instruct people about, which has got poison frogs in it, and we're going to wait for some women to come onto the market so we can add them. And we're making money. Things are moving in the right direction with this zoo. Hopefully the staff is well maintained and we can stabilize financially and keep building onward and upward. But look at how charming this is to come in and just walk down this central pathway, see beautiful cherry trees, and then immediately you're greeted by a camel family, and then you can curl around, going over here to look through and see azaleas and tigers. Amazing. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an excellent evening or day. I'll check you guys in the next episode of Let's Play Planet Zoo. Take care.